Thank you. We are here today to address the problems arising from the uncertainty in the state budget crisis. As you'll learn today, it is a crisis. In the arts alone, 28% of our organizations have reduced staff. 32% have reduced programs. This translates into less opportunities, creative opportunities, educational opportunities, at a time that kids, students, seniors, families really need it.
I've been in government over 35 years, and I have never seen anything like it. Pennsylvania is the only state in the nation that does not have a budget. We're now into our third month without revenue coming in to provide services to our most vulnerable consumers. The Department of Human Services has about $1 billion budget overall with federal, state, and county resources. We have gotten some of the federal money, we have the little bit of county money, but it's the state money for the most part that is not flowing, and that affects an awful lot of our agencies who provide services to 230,000 of our Allegheny County residents every year. And these are the folks who are the most vulnerable folks and who need the services. And it's really, in my mind, it's unconscionable that all of our elected officials, and I do say all of them, are not looking at this with any sense of urgency. That here we are into our third month, and they're home, they're not meeting, they're not resolving this thing, and what does it take? Our first month's bills that we are holding right now are a little over $25 million. That's 1 month's bills. That's the month of July. What happens is agencies have contracts, they provide their services in July, they send us a bill, we pay them by the middle of August. So now those payments are not happening. And I've already gotten calls from some agencies saying we can't make payroll. And we struggle and try to help them to figure out how to survive, but it's all, as this thing keeps going, it's going to get worse and worse.
Most of our nonprofit organizations are small. 90% of our region's nonprofits operate at a budget of $1 million or less, and only 13% of them have budgets of over $10 million. Furthermore, nonprofits stretch every dollar. They operate on less than a 3% cushion in their budgets. Despite these modest budgets, the sector employs more than 148,000 people in a 7-county metropolitan region. Because of the budget impasse, 3,000 child care center staff members have lost their jobs, and 12,175 children are without child care services. This means that they're at risk of being left in unsafe conditions, or that their parents are unable to attend work, which disrupts business and threatens their job security in an already unstable economy. Over 200 health and human service agencies in Allegheny County report not receiving their money, as Mark had just shared with us. Unwilling to close given who they serve, they're borrowing, and people are working without pay. In the Pittsburgh region, a recent survey showed that 48% of nonprofits anticipate a cash flow problem by October if this budget does not pass. We know for a fact that this will result in over 30,000 individuals not being served. According to the United Way's helpline, calls for assistance in our community are up 41% from last year. People seeking rental assistance is up 143%. Food pantry referrals, 48%. Entire families seeking shelter assistance is up 141%, and utility requests, 96%. Utility requests, 96%, and if you look outside, it's still warm. What's it going to be like come December?
The picture I'd like to paint is the faces and the eyes and the hearts and the minds and the bodies of the individuals that we serve here in McKees Rockstow Township at Focus on Renewal, because we have had to lay off about 25-30 people now, which means lots of our adults, lots of our kids are not being served, are not being cared for, are not being embraced by that blanket of warmth and support that they all need. And now all of a sudden our program is closed, and I'm sure that it won't be long before all the programs are closed because they're funded with state money. The other program we've had to close down is two of our programs that deal with mental health with seriously emotionally disturbed children and their families. And that's really upsetting, because those people need all the support and all the strength that they can get. And so, you know, my message is the same. And, you know, I've talked to the legislators, I've talked to the state senator. They all sort of shrug their shoulders and say, oh, it's, you know, it's in conference, it's up there with the caucuses, and they all seem to pledge ignorance or, you know, having nothing to do with this problem. But we know that they do have something to do with this problem. So again, let's keep pushing.
But this conference today is really a call to action. For too long, we have waited for other people to make the calls and push the legislators and hope that everybody does the right thing. Folks here now and folks watching this need to step up and make the call to your legislator. Two of the key legislators with influence on this budget are from Western Pennsylvania. Jay Costa and Jane Ori, state senators, are key players in this debate. Call their office, email them, write them letters, stop by, visit, do whatever it takes to help them understand. They need to understand that this is about real people. This is not about politics. This is not about a numbers game. This is not about whether we can make this line add up to that line. This is about real people. You are the real people. They need to hear from you.
We're here today to say to our elected leaders, practice good government.